The Honda Ridgeline is definitely one of the most popular mid-sized trucks in the US market. The Ridgeline is a truck of choice for many Americans who want to get themselves a truck that drives like a car. That's right, the Honda Ridgeline has the best driving characteristics in the whole segment. It's easily one of the best trucks that does not feel like a truck when you drive it. But the previous model has some downsides to it, so stay with us to find out whether the 2024 Honda Ridgeline fixes the 6 worst flaws of the Ridgeline's previous model. Problem number 6. Configurations. Let's start with the configurations. This was always a huge problem for the Honda Ridgeline, since this model only came in a single configuration. We're sad to inform you that for 2024, this problem will still persist with the Honda Ridgeline because this model keeps the same platform and configurations. We're talking here about the crew cab and the 5-foot bed. For those who are new to trucks, the crew cab is a full-size 4-door cab that this model is using. The crew cab is easily the most popular choice among buyers, and that's why Honda keeps this configuration. But there are some buyers who need a larger bed. These buyers are forced to go elsewhere and get a competitor truck because of this. For example, the Toyota Tacoma and the Ford Ranger offer an extended cab and a larger 6-foot bed. A 6-foot bed is perfect for contractors who need a larger bed but don't want to go for a full-size truck. This is why we think that for the following model year, Honda will introduce a smaller cab with a longer bed. This will make a lot of potential buyers reconsider their choices and go for a Honda Ridgeline instead of the competitors in the segment. Problem number 5. Powertrain. The second aspect that we need to cover is the powertrain. The powertrain in the 2024 Honda Ridgeline is the good old 3.5-liter V6 that Honda has made since forever. The engine that Honda used in the Ridgeline is dubbed the J35Y6. This is one of the latest iterations of this legendary J35 engine, but not the most recent one. What Honda did badly here was not introduce the J35Y8 for the 2024 model year. The Y8 is the newest version of this engine, introduced with the Honda Pilot, and this powertrain brought a ton of upgrades, namely DOHC head design with VTC and more power. The latest version of the J35 engine makes 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, which is 5 HP more compared to the engine used in the Ridgeline. This is why we strongly hope that Honda will introduce this newly revised engine in the 2025 model of the Honda Ridgeline truck. There are also some other concerns with the powertrain of the new 2024 Honda Ridgeline, which is the lack of a hybrid option. We live in a hybrid era, and having a lack of a hybrid model makes the whole feel pretty poor when it comes to this new truck. We really hope that Honda would add a mild hybrid setup that would boost the MPGs quite a bit, but unfortunately, they did not. A mild hybrid would have been perfect. With this setup, the Honda Ridgeline would have had the same MPGs in the city and on the highway. Not to mention that the MPG numbers would have been considerably higher. With this setup, the Ridgeline would have been the king in the mid-size segment in terms of fuel economy. But Honda said, not today, my friend. But anyway, we strongly hope that Honda will introduce a mild hybrid for the following year, and also make a lot of people happy. Problem number 4. Fuel economy. Another problem with the Honda Ridgeline is the fuel economy. We live in times when gas prices are exploding, and everyone is looking for a fuel-efficient model that will deliver the best fuel economy. We expect to maximize the MPG numbers, and unfortunately, Honda didn't deliver that. So for the 2024 model year, the MPGs are still the same, which is 18 MPG in the city, 24 MPG on the highway, and 21 MPG combined. Not bad overall. Just for reference, the 2024 Toyota Tacoma manages to get up to 19 MPG in the city and 23 miles per gallon on the highway, which is an improvement over the Ridgeline, but not by a great margin. And should also be noted that the 2024 Tacoma is a new generation with new engines, while the Honda Ridgeline is more than half a decade old. Nevertheless, we strongly hope that for next year, Honda will improve on this if they introduce a mild hybrid or the newer version of the J35 engine that is available with the Honda Pilot, or possibly both, which will be an excellent thing to do. Problem number 3. Towing and payload. Another really big problem for the Honda Ridgeline is the towing and payload. These two aspects make or break a truck, and when it comes to the Honda Ridgeline, the numbers are pretty bad. The Honda Ridgeline is easily one of the worst trucks in the midsize segment when you consider the towing and payload ratings. Specifically, this model can tow up to 5,000 pounds and take a payload of 1,583 pounds, which is quite poor for a midsize truck. Just for reference, the Jeep Gladiator and Chevy Colorado can take a payload of 7,700 pounds, which is 2,700 pounds more. You're probably asking yourself, why is this the case? Why is the Honda Ridgeline so poor when it comes to towing? Well, this is because of its frame. The Honda Ridgeline uses a modified frame of the Honda Pilot. This means that you experience the same driving characteristics as a midsize SUV. However, the unibody frame does not allow this model to be as capable as vehicles that use ladder frames. In order to solve this problem, Honda has to introduce a ladder frame with the Honda Ridgeline. There's no way around this problem besides that. But will they do it? We highly doubt it. Many of the buyers of the Honda Ridgeline love this truck because of the way it drives. And if Honda adds a ladder frame, the truck will behave completely differently. That's why we cannot expect that this problem will be fixed in the near future. Problem number 2. Trim levels, interior, and exterior design. One of the major headaches of the Honda Ridgeline from always was the trim levels. The Ridgeline does not offer as many trim levels as the competitors. Just for reference, with the Jeep Gladiator, you have 9 different trims, while with the Chevy Colorado, you have 5 different trim levels. Luckily for the 2024 model year, Honda solved this problem by adding one more trim level to the lineup. So besides the Sport, RTL, and Black Edition, you also have the all-new Trail Sport trim. So what is the Trail Sport, and what will this trim level bring? The new Trail Sport trim is a new special trim that was carried over from the Honda Pilot. This is a trim level that focuses primarily on off-road driving. This new trim level was needed because with competitor models, you have some serious off-roading machines, namely the Chevy Colorado ZR2 Bison and the Ford Ranger Raptor. The Honda Ridgeline is still a far cry from these trucks, but the Trail Sport brings some upgrades that makes this truck perform better than the standard when it comes to off-road. This means that the new Honda Ridgeline Trail Sport brings the highly capable iVTM 34 torque vectoring system along with the all-wheel drive. This system will be able to move up to 70% of the power to the rear wheels if needed. On top of that, this trim gives you many driving modes. These include snow, mud, and sand. This means that for specific surfaces, you'll get specific feedback from the engine in terms of throttle feedback. You also have improved dampers both on the front and the rear, stabilizer bars, and the metal skid plate to protect the undercarriage of your Honda Ridgeline. And with the Trail Sport, you'll also be able to get the HPD package. The HPD package will be a good addition that will add a different grille, unique wheels, HPD graphics, and black fender flares. Overall, we really think that the Honda Ridgeline got a very nice addition with this new Trail Sport trim. And the Ridgeline has become a real off-road challenger. The thing that disappointed us for the 2024 model year was the lack of exterior improvements to the Honda Ridgeline. We strongly hope that this new model will get a new front fascia from the new generation of the Honda Pilot, as well as a new dashboard also carried over from the Honda Pilot. But this unfortunately did not change, and the Honda Ridgeline is a bit dated compared to the competition, looks-wise. Problem number 1, pricing. And the last flaw of the Honda Ridgeline is definitely its price. This model cost a lot of money, and for 2024, this is still the case. This new model starts at $39,750, which for a vehicle of this class is quite a lot. Just for reference, most of the competitor trucks start at around $32,000. Even the latest Toyota Tacoma starts at $31,500. So we strongly hope that Honda will reduce the price for this truck in the near future and make the Honda Ridgeline a much more attractive option for buyers.